Hi, this is Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty and Associates. Welcome back to my video blog. Today we're going to talk about, should I renovate now or renovate when I plan on selling in a few years? And I had a client recently call. It's like, hey, I want to redo my kitchen, but I don't want to spend money that I don't get back when I sell it. And there's really a few things to look at from this standpoint. When you're looking at your cosmetic updates, so kitchens, baths, curb appeal items, a lot of times you'll end up seeing a 60 to 80% return or revenue back off of what you spend. It always depends on how much you're spending and the extent to that remodel, in my opinion. But what it really comes down to is, do you get to enjoy it? Do you want to enjoy it? And does it give you a better lifestyle while you're living there to be able to enjoy some updates that you wouldn't if you didn't spend the money? So you got the return on investment and the return on enjoyment. Return on investment, if you're looking at doing it strictly from an investment standpoint, then I would recommend waiting until right before you sell the home so that you can get the most amount of your buck back or most amount of your dollars back with that sale. And some properties you might be in the situation where you get more than that. That's usually in the situation where your home is pretty deteriorated, where the next buyer doesn't see the value in the home without having some major remodel done. Return on enjoyment to me is one of those things. Like I've lived in houses that weren't remodeled, and I lived in them after I remodeled, and I was always surprised about how much I enjoyed the property after a good remodel, something that fit my lifestyle better than prior to. And I remember one property in particular. It was an old 1970s kitchen. It's one of the first houses I really bought. Cabinets weren't in great shape. The drawers weren't working well. Sometimes, they would fall off the track or fall off in general. It was great to have a remodeled kitchen for those years that I was there, and I did get a fair amount of return back on that property in particular because of how dilapidated the earlier kitchen was. So when you're thinking about this, here's my recommendation. Make a list of what you'd want to have done, get an idea what the expense would be for that. And then it's also like, does it change your lifestyle while you're there, where you get to enjoy it? And then take your investment cost and your enjoyment return and pencil it out, see what makes sense. And if it is just about your return on investment, then it might be best to wait. If you're still debating whether or not to do it and you want outside opinion, you want to talk to a real estate professional like me to be able to determine what makes the most sense, we'd be happy to. Give us a shout. We can walk through and go through what your plan would be and what would make sense for you from an investment standpoint as well as enjoyment standpoint, and what resale would look like. Would be happy to. This is Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty and Associates.